Kao vodeća svjetska farmaceutska tvrtka tražimo odgovore za najvažnije svjetske medicinske potrebe. Razvijamo proizvode kroz stroga testiranja u skladu s najvišim znanstvenim i etičkim standardima. Naše su 3 temeljne vrijednosti: čestitost, kvaliteta i uvažavanje ljudi. Takvim tvrdnjama sebe opisuje većina farmaceutskih tvrtki. Možda su nekada i bile istinite. Danas su tek reklamni slogan, prikladan vremenu u kojem na većini televizija svaka druga reklama reklamira neki lijek. Ako ne vjerujete, prebrojite sami. Nije nepoznato da su farmaceutskoj industriji, njezinim širenjem i jačanjem bila potrebna nova tržišta za razne nove lijekove. Stoga je svakojakim statistikama počela pretvarati i zdrave ljude u bolesne, pogotovo djecu koje je najlakše dati cjepivo protiv davno iskorijenjenih bolesti. Priča je to i o ovladavanju profesionalnom edukacijom, stručnim skupovima, kliničkim smjernicama i medicinskim časopisima. Priča je to o lažiranju podataka, podmićivanju, uništavanju ljudskog zdravlja i o mnogo čemu drugom. Sve je to u knjizi pod naslovom Nuspojava, Smrt opisao dr. John Virapen, insider sa 35 godina iskustva u farmaceutskoj industriji i bivši direktor jedne od najvećih tvrtki. Ima li bolje osobe za saznati mračnu stranu blještavih reklama za lijekove? I boljeg mjesta nego ovdje, na rubu znanosti. Dobro večer. Dr. John Virapen, jedan je od bivših direktora farmaceutske tvrtke Eli Lilly sa više od 35 godina iskustva u farmaceutskoj industriji. Večeras je ovdje kao autor knjige Nuspojava, Smrt, u kojoj je opisao sve mehanizme koje koristi farmaceutska industrija i koje je uostalom koristio i on sam. Neke čak izmislio. Dobro večer.
Well, just to correct you a little bit, Chris, it's I worked for Lilly about 10 years, but I've been in the industry and worked for several other big players for 30 years plus.
Kad smo već kod vaših biografskih podataka, opišite nam malo što ste radili u tvrtki Eli Lilly i predstavite nam uopće malo tu tvrtku, jer mnogi ljudi zapravo ne znaju omjer i veličinu snagu svih igrača na tržištu.
But first, let me tell you about how I started in the industry. And this was in 1968. I started as a salesman. And I got greedy for the career. I wanted to do something with this as my future. And to be able to know all the facets of the industry, I changed companies. Most of the time I was recruited to different jobs because I wanted to learn everything. Eventually, I joined Lilly as a Scandinavian product manager, and I was responsible for products like painkillers, antibiotics, and so on. And then shortly after, I was fairly successful, I guess. They promoted me to sales manager for Sweden. And in a very short period of time, I became the general manager. And the rest is history.
Povijest koju tek treba napisati. U knjizi spominjete podatak da farmaceutske industrije godišnje troše 30 do 40 tisuća dolara po liječniku praktičaru. To je jako velika brojka, s vremenom kako emisija će napredovati, saznaćemo i kako troše. No, za početak bi bilo dobro da nam opišete na koje sve načine nekada i danas tvrtke pokušavaju ustanoviti što najbolje može privući liječnike, kako rade njihove psihološke profile, to ste vi nekad radili, kako se danas u informatičko doba softveri koriste za nekakvo nevidljivo reklamiranje, da tako kažemo, jer očito je ključni udar ući u taj lanac između pacijenta i liječnika. To je lanac kog obično odlikuje povjerenje između liječnika i pacijenta i naravno to je mjesto gdje farmaceutske kompanije žele ući. Kako ste to vi radili u ona stara vremena, kako se to danas radi?
Well, when I started as a salesman, I had my own little territory. I knew exactly how many doctors I had, and like I said, I was greedy for success. I had to succeed because I was a colored man working, trying to survive in a white man's world, put it that way. I was the first ever colored person as a salesman in the pharmaceutical industry in Scandinavia.
S obzirom da ste ovu knjigu napisali, vjerojatno ćete biti zadnji.
No, there are many more that have come since then, several of them. I employed one myself when I was the general manager. And trust me, I got a lot of stick for that because I'm not supposed to employ black people without proper permission from the big boys ahead. Anyway, I decided that if I'm going to sell anything to anybody, I got to know them. I got to know them like my brother or my uncle or whatever. So I set about myself to do profiling on the doctors, not all of them, but the ones who had patience, the one who could generate prescriptions to make my sales go up. And I did that by going out and socializing with them, finding out everything about their wife, if she's got blonde hair, her birthday, the children's birthday, which school they go to, what their social life was all about. And that is where I attacked. When I say attack, I mean I approached them, and when we became friends, I need help. I said, look, my budget is not, I'm not getting to my quota this month. Hey, guys, give me some prescriptions. And they say, okay, John, be right. But that was on a friendship basis, and all my customers became my friends.
Bila su to humana vremena dok se moglo manipulirati prijateljstvom. Danas su malo nehumanija pa se manipulira kroz razne softvere i druge načine. Kako to danas ide u ovo napredno vrijeme?
Like the development of technology, technology was also applied by the pharma industry. They prepared computer programs that they will give to the doctors, telling them it makes their world and their work easier. For example, you would get a program where the doctor would click up this program and he will put in the indication, that is whatever the person is suffering from, and up comes a list of drugs to choose from. Like when you look at Windows and you're looking for something and you're downloading a software and it comes up there, do you want the upgrade or you want the advance? And they say, we recommend this. That's what the program does with the doctor. We recommend this, and holy, what do you think they recommend? The company's products. And that's how it's done. It's at a sophisticated technological level. But again, there's also this other, this other approach, the marketing technique that they use, where they recruit young doctors or students from the university, and they pay their fees, they pay their lodgings, they identify a subject that will be a future cow to milk, so they pay for that person. And that person, at the end of the day, becomes obligated to them. And all they need to do is send one of their reps over and say, remember we paid your... the rent for your flat the other day, so hey.
Kakav psihološki učinak na liječnike imaju svi ti kongresi, pa čak spominjate i jazz festival za liječnike, pa večere uz degustacije vina. Liječnici su naravno isto ljudi, oni se dođu zabaviti, tu naizgled nema nikakve obaveze. Međutim, negdje se nevidljiva obaveza ipak stvara. Kakav psihološki učinak imaju na liječnike takvi kongresi i kako oni u stvari izgledaju? Nekad se zovu kongresi, nekad usavršavanja, u nekim tropskim krajevima su ponekad su možda u nekim koji su lijepi na neki drugi način. Što se tamo zbiva, koliko ima pravog usavršavanja, koliko ima zabave?
Well, the conferences, let me separate the conferences from the social approach, like the jazz music and the jazz clubs and stuff like that. You eventually, when you profile your clients, you know what makes them tick. For example, we started a session in Sweden. One of my sales guys came up and said to me, he says, how about doing this? And I said, what? He says, well, the doctors, they live in a social level and they love to drink wine, and they pretend to be wine tasters. So why don't we set up a program and invite in all the little areas, we invite the doctors on a wine tasting session. Of course, we paid all the wine and everything. We paid their dinner that evening and so forth. And the doctors loved it. We were the first, and we were the only people doing it. So we got our clients. They're obligated to us. Otherwise, they don't get another wine tasting session. They love music, and they love jazz music, or at least they pretended to. I can't say for everybody if they know what they were doing, but they follow the flow. If the big guys come to our jazz festival that I arranged in Stockholm in Sweden, the little guys will follow because they like to mingle with the professors and the big guys. But when they're all in the party and they're drunk, because we feed them a lot of liquor, they all become the same. It's not no more the professor and the resident. They're all the same. They're just normal human beings who you can manipulate as you want because their profession does not pay them enough as they would expect. So they get all the goodies. And I'm Father Christmas at the time, you know, I give them the goodies.
Uvijek sam mislio da Djed Mraz živi u Finskoj, a ne u Švedskoj. No dobro, između 1981. i 1988. kako pišete u knjizi, ta je strategija polučila dosta uspjeha, pa je recimo prodaja za tvrtku Lili u Švedskoj narasla sa 700.000 na 15 milijuna dolara godišnje, što je stvarno dobar skok. Nekako u to vrijeme stupaju na scenu i blockbusteri, tako se bar nazivaju u farmaceutskoj industriji. Što su blockbusteri i na koji način se njih pokušava ugraditi u potrebe ljudi? Postoje razni benoksaprofen, vioks, fluokse, ne mogu ni izgovoriti te riječi. Kako je to počelo i koje su osnovne osobine blockbustera?
Well, the blockbuster, as you know, the word blockbuster comes from Hollywood. And but it didn't start as blockbuster. It just came after the drug had taken off. But up to that point in time, let's say the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, some new hotshot executives had come in the company. And not only with Lilly, but with other companies. And I've sensed, and it was confirmed to me, that there was a kind of a plot going on. Because the pharma industry up at that point in time, at least from my standpoint, and from where I was working, if the company sold $100 million in a month, we drank champagne to celebrate. But these new hotshot executives were not satisfied with 100 million anymore. They wanted 1 billion. So they started preparing marketing, unbelievable marketing. I mean, when we were launching a product, when I became the general manager, I was told that we were launching a new product for pain, arthritis, arthrosis, and whatever. And that product was going to be huge because they've pumped a lot of money into the marketing. In my affiliate, for which I was responsible, I said, guys, if I'm going to make this thing as successful as you want, we need a budget. We need money. They said, spend what you want, John. And I did. I prepared some fancy shows for all the big opinion leaders. I prepared music festivals. I did talk to the opinion leaders and got them to come on our side. Whining, dining, women, and song. It was all there. I even had bought, before the registration was complete for the product, in Sweden, I had prepared a nice toilet bag of leather, you know, the doctors when they travel and whatever, and some other expensive stuff that they would be given when we arranged a symposium with all the top guys there. And the 5-star, well, the 5-star, I would call it 8-star dinner. You know, make the French.
Opišite nam prirodu tih lijekova. Konkretno spominjete barem nekoliko njih u knjizi. Već sam spomenuo Benaxaprofen, pa onda Vioxx, to je koji je donosio 25% prihoda tvrtke Merck u Njemačkoj, pa potom naravno Novartisov Prestige koji je povučen iz nekih zemalja radi smrtnih slučajeva, pa naravno lijek koji izvorno se zvao fluoksetin, danas je poznati kao Prozac, gdje ste imali dosta značajnu ulogu u njegovoj promociji. Oni su se prodavali kao čudesni lijekovi, oni su zamagljivali granicu između bolesti i zdravlja da bi bili potrebni u navodnicima cijeloj populaciji. Na koji način se manipuliralo ispitivanjima takvih lijekova? Koje su njihove nuspojave? Zbog čega ste uopće knjigu nazvali Nuspojava Smrt?
Well, it started with Benaxaprofen, which was submitted for marketing approval. And in the meantime, they were doing clinical evaluation in several countries in Europe, Germany, Denmark, and so forth. Then the product build-up, the marketing build-up was done by me and my guys, and we were expecting this thing to be really huge. The company really put a lot of money and effort in there. And they expected this to be, boom, it's going to just sweep the market. Anyway, I was on a plane coming from Rome on a training session I had down there. And I was pulled off the plane when it landed in Copenhagen before it went to Stockholm. They pulled me off and said, you have to go to the VIP room. I went there and I got a message saying, don't speak to any journalist or anyone for that matter when you come back. So I got back to Stockholm and I was wondering what's going on. There were journalists waiting outside of my office and so forth. I didn't speak to anybody. Then later I found out that they had pulled the drug off the market. It was selling in England and had just gotten registration in the US, but not in Sweden. And the reason for that was, I can't remember the exact number, but I think about 400 people died after a couple of months in England. So they pulled the drug off the market. And they told me nothing about what was going on. All I heard were reports coming from the other European countries that people were dying of this product, from this product. And but I trusted them. I sincerely trusted the pharma industry when I worked with them. Then after this incident with Benaxaprofen, I started to wonder and I started to look closer and I found things that really didn't fit with me. Now, when the drug was pulled off the market, Lilly didn't take the rap. They stuck it on a doctor. His name is Ian Shedden, an Englishman. They were fined $15,000 to $25,000, and that was it. No concern for the people who died. Nothing. And that made me angry. This guy paid a fine, which of course the company paid, and I've never heard of him, never heard from him before. After that, he disappeared, which tells me, with my experience in life, he was paid off, and he probably is in some island somewhere with a couple of naked women and a lot of piña coladas, I suppose. I don't know for sure, but this is how you think when something like that happens.
To je bio lijek koji je povučen. Danas u mnogim američkim filmovima možemo čuti psihijatra kako preporučuju lijek zvan Prozac, skoro kao bombone. Popite Prozac da se malo bolje osjećate, da se malo dignute i ovo i takve stvari. Međutim, iznenađujuće, ali taj lijek Prozac koji bi trebao dizati ljude na neki način je povezan i s njihovim samoubojstvom, a vi ste pak bili povezani sa tvari koja se zvala fluoksetin, koja je zapravo bila lijek budući Prozac.
Let me get back to Prozac, okay? The Benaxaprofen story stopped. The company panicked because they didn't have anything up to date in the pipeline except Prozac. Now I'll get back to that story. The binoxaprofen, a few years later, after the incident with the withdrawal, Merck came with a product that's almost an identical copy. It's only a little tweak in the molecule called Vioxx. Vioxx performed the same way as binoxaprofen. And you must have heard of this. It's been all over the media to a certain point. And there are lots of litigations still going on in the courts with this product. So Merck also had to take that product off the market. Now there's a range of these products, binoxaprofen, Vioxx, and all the other ones that came later. They're called COX inhibitors. They all belong to the same group. And several of them that came after Vioxx were also taken off the market in several countries because the side effects was unbearable. I mean, you just don't bring a drug out like that and give to people. Now, somewhere along the line, it was also established that these companies had hidden. They knew about these side effects, but they don't give $1 for a person's life. So they continued, even though they suppressed the negative information, and continued to sell it. A lot of people died, and nobody has paid for that. Somebody should pay for that. But I'll get back to that later in our talk. Prozac was the next drug in line to come to replace binoxaprofen. And we needed a drug badly, a new thing to sell. You know, I didn't have anything except them old products. Now, Prozac, as far as I remember and as far as I know, and there are documents to prove that, the company had intended this product to be used on obesity, fat people all over the world.
Sigurno je da smrt dosta dobro liječi od debljine. Ali to već znamo. Ne znamo šta je bilo dalje.
Well, the thing is that they assumed that it's good for obesity because imagine the market. Obesity is huge. They had seen patients losing weight while they were doing some clinical trials. But it is difficult to get the registration and the marketing approval for such a drug. So they went for depression, which was the original idea with that substance. It belongs to a group of drugs called the SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, for depression. Now, that drug literally took off and became the first ever blockbuster because the happy people, the sad people in Hollywood became happy when they took it. And some of them became so happy that they took and cut themselves with razor blades and killed themselves in the process. So that drug started the whole avalanche of suicides and all the other side effects that goes with it among all the SSRIs that eventually came out. One company tweaked the molecule, got a new drug, Zoloft is one of them, Paxil is another one, and a whole line of these drugs came out, and the same side effects all over the world. And many people have committed suicide and so, but the authorities don't do anything about it. And that bugs me, first of all.
Zanimljivo je da lijek protiv depresije zapravo stvara ljude koji postaju samoubojice, ali mislim i smrt je neki lijek za depresiju, zar ne? Ono što je zanimljivo jest epizoda koja je prethodila puštanju budućeg Prozacka na tržište. Ona naime ima različita imena u raznim zemljama. I sami ste sudjelovali u podmićivanju jednog od nezavisnih stručnjaka. Kako je to išlo? Ispričajte nam bar tu jednu priču. Do sad smo uglavnom samo slušali teoretska nagađanja da su neki ljudi stručnjaci podmićeni. Međutim, to je eto primjer koji znate vi iz svog iskustva.
Well, the need for Lilly to get a product out on the market after binoxaprofen was vital, urgent. Sweden we got the file to get the registration submitted. But in Sweden, it would take normally 5 to 8 years. But they weren't satisfied with that. They said, John, your career could depend on it to get this drug approved. I mean, that was a threat. That was a blatant threat. And they might think that I was sitting around there as this general manager or whatever, but I was observing every single move this company was making. They didn't know that, but I know it now. And I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't be able to tell you the things I'm telling you here today. Now, I decided to go about to get this thing registration. In Sweden, the clinical file is given to an expert. Well, they call them experts. Today, I don't call them experts at all. I call them crooks. Anyway, this guy, when I told him about the product, I'd figure out which one of 5 people that could have done this job. I made a pitch at him, he started to laugh. He says, that product is useless. It will never be registered. I said, oh my God, what's going to happen now? So I said, well, look, I need your help. I'd done my profiling on him, mind you, my little thing that I told you about before, and he befriended him. I knew he was interested in sailing. I went and read all about sailing just to accommodate the conversation with this man. Anyway, he says, okay, he can do it, but he needs money. I asked him how much. He told me. I went back to the company and I said, yeah, the guy's going to help us, but he needs to be paid. And they said, go ahead, set it up. I set it up. He got paid. But there was another part of the deal where he was going to get a clinical evaluation, a long-term study on Prozac at his clinic, which meant that he was secure with salary for several years. That's a $1 million deal, which eventually never happened. Anyway, this guy, I sent my medical manager down to him, and they spent a night at a hotel, and the next day, and they went through everything. He showed her how to set up the file so that the board does not ask questions. Anyway, everything went well, the whole thing was submitted, but the Board of Health, they came to me 1 week and said, go and negotiate the price, because I had to go and negotiate the price with the government, which I did, and I got a very, very good price. Then, a week later, the board says, well, guys, we need a 5 milligram dose. You only got 20. The 5 milligram brings less side effects. All sorts of medical people started running into my office. They even threw me out of my office to sit and have their own meetings and whatever. Eventually, they said, no, we will not give you a 5 milligram tablet. And I said, well, here we go. That's the end of it. But my negotiating the price with the government became official. And they didn't care anymore about the dosage and the drug. They took the price and went all over the world and got a high price in all the big countries. Otherwise, if the 5 milligram had come out, they would have lost 75% of revenue, because the 5 milligram divided the price by 4, 75% was gone. So they said no. Then they decided to promote me. And I wondered why. Well, I'd always asked for a foreign assignment, because I was at the top where I was. I wasn't going anywhere. And they said, yeah, we have a job for you in Puerto Rico, director for Puerto Rico, Caribbean, one country in Central America, and so forth. And I said, yeah, I'll take it. And that was the trap I walked into.
Tamo su vas znači otpustili jer su tamošnji zakoni bili omogućavali puno lakše otpuštanje. Kad smo već kod toga, zbog čega uopće sad sjedimo sa jednim bivšim direktorom farmaceutske industrije koji nam sve ovo priča? Mislim na vas. Što vas je promijenilo? Je li to samo bilo pitanje što vam je tvrtka dala otkaz ili su neke druge okolnosti utjecale na to da danas zapravo razotkrivate pozadinu farmaceutske politike?
A lot of people have been asking me that question during the years. And they thought I was after revenge. In the beginning, I must say maybe there was such a feeling in me. But as I got more and more into this situation, it's impossible to have revenge against these people. I mean, I'm no David, but they are Goliath. And I decided to just tell my story. And the reason for telling my story is when my little son was born 6 years ago. When I saw him, and when I heard what had happened when he went to the pediatrician in Germany, the woman wanted to give him a vaccine. And I said to my wife, no vaccines, no medication whatsoever on this kid unless you first talk to me. The woman threw my children out, my wife and child out of the clinic and said, we only treat vaccinated children here. Oh, man. If I had been there, I wouldn't be here with you, Chris. So my memory bank opened up. And everything started, you know, all the things that I did.
Te godina jako postao popularan i takozvani poremećaj hiperaktivnosti, to je ona čuvena kratica ADHD. Također još je neizmišljena bolest koja se eto reklamira da bi se djecu tretiralo lijekovima za smirenje, pa imamo zanimljive reklame poput one jednostavno budi dijete od ustajanja do odlaska u krevet. Što je fenomenalno kad se ima u vidu da se preporuča lijek zapravo za smirenje koji u stvari ubija svu kreativnost kod djece. To je također bio jedan od razloga koje opisujete u knjizi.
When I looked at my boy, newborn, and read what was going on with these drugs, and when they came and approved it for children, there's a psychiatrist from Harvard that opened his big mouth and said, these drugs should be used on children. I got blue, my face, my eyes got red, because this is unbelievable to give children psychotropic drugs which create a lot of side effects and kill a lot of people, older people. Now they're bringing it on children. For what? Because they jump around, because they're not attentive at school, because they might shout at a teacher or whatever. I did that when I was a kid. I used to throw mud at my teacher.
Na to su se žalili stari Grci, stari Sumerani, srednjovjekovni ljudi. Dali ste popis svih žalbi na djecu u proteklim tisućljećima. Ta bolest dječja je zapravo dobar opis svih drugih bolesti poput depresije koju ste prije spominjali.
Yeah, nobody up to today have been able to tell me what kind of sickness this is.
Slično je sa depresijom. Neko je nekad dobre volje, nekad je loše volje, nekad je tužan, nekad ga nešto takne. Predočili ste upitnike za depresiju prema kojima je skoro svaki čovjek u depresiji, kada bi ih ispunili. U kojoj mjeri su se događali smrtni slučajevi zbog tih bolesti? Kako se došli do ove brojke od 25.000 ljudi? I kako su uopće istraživanja provođenja s obzirom da se reklamiralo istraživanje Prozaka na 11.000 ljudi, da bi na kraju ispalo da je riječ o možda 200?
Well, they were researched, but the research that they did was not always correct. I read in one study they were doing, they were giving the patients who was going to get the evaluation of the drug, they were giving them a tranquilizer before. Mm-hmm. And then they give them the pill. And in that, I think it's that same study, there was a girl, a 20-year-old girl, student from the university, who had joined that study because she wanted to earn some extra money. She hung herself in the lab after taking Prozac.
Na vrlo zanimljiv način je ovaj švedski psihijatar koji ste osobno podmitili da bi se ispitivanje budućeg Prozaka smanjilo na nekoliko mjeseci. Na zanimljiv način je korigirao podatke. Izvorno je bilo u podacima rečeno da je 5 ljudi imalo samo ubilačke misli, 4 je bilo u redu, da bi on na kraju čistim opisom potpuno promijenio značenje tih riječi. Pa smo odjednom imali 3 čovjeka kojima je u redu, a 5-6 su imali nekakve druge efekte. Na taj način se, pretpostavljam, svi lijekovi stalno procjenjuju ili je baš riječ o blockbusterima samo?
You should be a doctor. You might make a good one. Yes, that's how it's done. Corruption is number 1. Money is number 2. And you can imagine, if you check the number of doses that have been used during the year of this product and multiply by the dollars for the price, it's a lot of money. And take the next product. I'm going to give you a product that you didn't put on your list over here. It's called Zyprexa.
Imam ga na popisu.
Okay, now Zyprexa is a neuroleptic. It's a family of the Prozac family and all of the other ones, Strattera and Zoloft and all of them. This Zyprexa was approved for schizophrenia. They went out and sold it for dementia, old people. That is illegal. Anyway, they were taken to court because some reports came out that they were hiding papers on side effects, which they did. It came out in the courts in Alaska. They were fined $1.4 billion. They paid. And they're still selling the drug. At the end of the month, the same time when this fine came out, they raised the price 11.5%. So you, the consumer, has to pay for the fine. And they still sell the drug.
To je vrhunac ironije, pogotovo se primjećuje s kojom lakoćom će tvrtke platiti 36 milijuna kazni nakon što su u toj godini zaradile $1 milijardu, to je praktički ništa. Na koji način se kupuju takozvani opinion leaderi, odnosno na hrvatskom stavotvoritelji? Tko su uopće oni i kakvu ulogu igraju? Dakle, kakvu ulogu igraju opinion lideri? Tko su ti ljudi i kako ih se kupuje?
Well, the opinion leaders nowadays, and this is personal, this is from me, and I know many cases, the researchers are bought. Okay? The company comes to them and says, well, here's what we want you to do, and these are the results we want. Because they can write the protocols for a study to give them their desired results. And that's how it functions today. So researchers, you can't trust any of them anymore. The same guy I told you about that said that this Prozac should be used in children, he got a marketing letter written by a marketing expert that he just signs on Prozac, and he got over $90,000.
Farmaceutske tvrtke sa lakoćom ulaze u medicinske časopise.
Oh, that's easy. You know, I mean, to get to you. If I came and offered you some money, wouldn't you take me on?
No.
No, well, you're a good company. Well, they're not. That's one way to do it. You go offer them enough. The journals live on advertising, and you can pay them to publish your paper. It's no problem.
Zanimljivo je vidjeti tko je sve na platnom popisu tvrtke Eli Lilly, recimo Bush stariji, pa neki njegovi suradnici, pa zanimljiva organizacija koja se zove Nacionalni savez protiv mentalnih bolesti. Taj savez nas zapravo podsjeća da postoje mnoge druge takozvane udruge bolesnika, koje zapravo propagiraju određeni lijek. Na koji način te udruge bolesnika imaju vezu sa farmaceutskom industrijom?
They fund them. They give funding. And in many cases they talk about giving charity money. The American Psychiatry Association, for example, is funded by Eli Lilly and Company. The American Diabetes Association is given money by Eli Lilly and Company, and other companies also. They have to keep the association. I heard of one case where a patient organization in Sweden some years ago were given a bus ride to Poland and money to spend. They were patients.
Suvremena medicina se propagira kao medicina utemeljena na dokazima. U kojoj mjeri je ona utemeljena na dokazima, u kojem postotku, je li baš sve laž ili ima nečeg na što bi se mogli osloniti? Spomenuli ste patentiranje novih proizvoda. Promijeni se jedna molekula i vi patentirate novi proizvod. Znači, tu je nevjerojatna manipulacija, se također događa. No, u kojoj mjeri je medicina utemeljena na dokazima?
None.
Dobro, dovoljan odgovor.
Let me give you the example. What about the vaccines? You've heard the latest last years about the vaccines. They have not, at least I haven't seen any evidence to tell me that this thing is safe. All I've seen is a lot of people getting it and many children and older people dying and getting side effects that are maybe not immediately, but a lot of them will get it in the future.
Opisali ste prodaju lijekova zdravim ljudima kao primjerom prodaje osiguranja za kuću koju čovjek još nema. Konkretno ste napisali da je to kao da vam neko kaže kupite osiguranje za kuću mada još nemate, jer možda izgori u trenutku kada ćete kupovati, pa na taj sličan način se zapravo zdravi ljudi pretvaraju u bolesne i svima zapravo trebaju lijekovi. U najnovije vrijeme postoji niz akata koji čini se žele ograničiti općenito zdrave proizvode, vitamine, biljnu medicinu i slično. Koji su to zakoni, gdje se donose, kakvo je stanje u Americi, kakvo je kod nas?
Well, since a long time ago, even when I started in the business, we've always heard them classify alternative medicine as hocus pocus. It's nothing, it doesn't work. Yet, many of the medicines that they produce on a chemical basis comes from plants. The anesthetic, curare, for example, the belladonna plant for high blood pressure. Now, they have managed to synthesize everything which makes it cheap. Chemical medicine is cheap to produce, and the profits are high because they say we spend so much money on research. Okay, when I joined Lilly in 1968, they told me that they spend $1 million a day on research. Now let's take $1 million and multiply it by 365. That's $365 million. Take 10 years, $3.6 billion. What do they have to show for it? Now you tell me, Chris, you seem to be well versed in this area right now. Of course, you got to do your homework if you're going to talk to me. But tell me if you know one drug in the last 50 years that has cured anything.
Osobno ne znam jer ne konzumiram lijekove, a prestao sam baš zato jer sam shvatio prije 15 godina da mi nikad nijedan lijek nije nešto izliječio. To je moje osobno iskustvo, pa možda je to odgovor. No dobro, sad smo zamijenili uloge, ako imate još koje pitanje za mene, možete ga postaviti.
Nobody will tell you anything because they don't know. There is none.
Što se zbiva s tim zakonima u najnovije vrijeme koji pokušavaju ograničiti zdrave proizvode i proizvode koje ne proizvode farmaceutske tvrtke?
Well, you have the activity of the GMO people, Monsanto, Bayer, and all the rest of them. And you have the alternative medicine blossoming. People need alternatives. People are tired of the side effects of chemical drugs that are killing them all and their children all over the world. And that is going to explode. So the pharma lobbies got in the way and is saying, okay, let's get rid of them forever. And that's what's happening right now. They're closing out, for example, in America, the new law that came, this bill that came 2 weeks ago, I think, where they're forbidding you from growing your own foods. The European Union with these little bureaucrats in their monkey suits running around in Brussels are making a decision that herbal medicine and everything else cannot be used as medicine or called medicine anymore. They're foods. They've already banned vitamins. You can't buy vitamins over the counter like you buy all the other chemical, I don't want to use the word on television, but you know what I mean. That's how it is. So when they close that out altogether, all of us are going to be taking chemicals for the rest of our lives. And you know, when a chemical goes into the organism, which is your body, it creates destruction. It's the quick fix. That's all. Alternative medicine might take a longer time. That's why people are running in hope now. And I've seen this for the last 6, 7, 8 months. Everywhere I go, when I speak, people are coming up and they're asking, what's going to happen? I don't know. I don't want to stop and let me make this very clear. I don't want to bring the pharma industry down. We need them. There are lots of stuff that they have out there that we can use, but why not integrate?
Koje, na primjer? Što je ono dobro iz medicinske industrije, što nam treba i što smatrate da bi trebalo u idealnoj situaciji ostati?
Medicines for emergency care, for example. The anesthetic. We need the surgeons. We need surgery. Or somebody in a car crash, you broke a limb or something. That kind of stuff we need. We don't need the antidepressants that are killing people. If they find something that doesn't have the side effects, fine. And that it works. We don't need the Vioxx and the other drugs of its kind. Look, diabetics. They say they came out with human insulin in 1980 or early 80s. I remember I launched the Lilly insulin in Sweden. They called it human insulin. Everybody went crazy. Yeah, we finally have human insulin. The doctors all over the world, they changed their patients from animal insulin overnight. I asked the company, I said, look, what's going to happen if the patients who take animal insulin can't take the human insulin? Oh, they say we will always produce, we will always have for them. 2 years ago, they closed all the factories.
Zanimljivo što su autori životinjskog inzulina 30. godina koji su dobili Nobelovu nagradu taj svoj patent poklonili ljudima za $1. Danas je tako nešto zapravo nezamislivo. I osim toga...
Banting and Best. Lilly bought that from them in Canada.
I ovaj ljudski inzulin zapravo spomenuli ste da on genetski modificiran, da on zapravo nije pravi ljudski.
No. It was insulin, but it was not human insulin. They later genetically engineered E. coli bacteria to produce a molecule, insulin molecule, that looks like the human insulin, but it is not human insulin. As a matter of fact, that insulin is the first ever genetically engineered product on the market.
Je li životinski inzulin bio bolji nego taj takozvani ljudski inzulin?
In many cases, a lot of people are now saying that they felt better with the animal insulin than they do with the gene-manipulated insulin. Because they, at the time when this thing was registered, they had no long-term studies to show how safe it was. What are the side effects? And I can tell you from my own experience, because I'm a diabetic, and the human insulin that I was taking, not Lilly's, but Novo, and that's another corrupt company, I started getting, only about 8 months ago, I'm getting all crazy joint pains and a lot of funny pains in my body. When I stop the insulin, the pains go away. So I don't take it anymore.
Vidite da se ipak možete izliječiti pomoću lijekova, tako da ih ne uzimate. I to je nešto. U svakom slučaju, hvala vam na ovom razgovoru. Činjenica je da sam i sam u proteklim tjednima i mjesecima na nekim televizijskim programima brojao, pa je ispalo doista da svaka druga reklama reklamira neki lijek. Što je nevjerojatna brojka, jer zar zaista ljudi ne mogu živjeti bez tolike količine lijekova? To bi bilo pitanje. U svakom slučaju, hvala vam na gostovanju, hvala dakle doktoru Johnu Virapenu. Postoji inače jedan zajednički izraz kojim se opisuje farmaceutska industrija. Taj engleski izraz glasi Big Pharma. Velika farma, rekli bismo mi na hrvatskom, i doista iz perspektive tih tvrtki čini se da svijet vide upravo kao farmu, a ljude naravno sukladno tome. Pa evo dobro, da smo uopće doživjeli 21. stoljeće bez svih tih lijekova koji nisu bili dostupni našim nesretnim prethodnicima u prethodnim stoljećima. I kad se bolje razmisli, možda je zapravo najbolje sve ih ubaciti u jednu keramičku posudu i potom povući vodu. Naime, kaže se da na kraju uvijek sve padne na svoje mjesto. Laku noć.